So, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Hey, Master Sergeant Floyd here. Welcome to Case in Point. Today is August the 9th, 2022. I'm glad you're watching. Thank you for watching. We call this Case in Point, this series, Case in Point, because I give you examples, my own cases in point, of what I've done in my own experience that's earned me considerable success in the military, particularly the Army National Guard. Now, I don't want to overplay this point or be overly braggadocious, but it's important for you to know, and for my own credibility, that I went from an E3 Private First Class to E8 First Sergeant in a period of 10 years. And that's very unusual. It's a very fast track of promotion. I don't know of anybody who's done that. Maybe you do. If you do, let me know. Floyd@williamafloyd.com. And if you do know somebody like that, that's probably a pretty good resource to get some advice from, and I'd like to collaborate with them. Now, I talked to you about examples of what I've done to achieve my success, my own cases in point. And I'll go through those with you throughout this whole series. But leadership development, which is the business that we're in here, is different from specific task training, going from step 1, 2, and 3 to accomplish a task. It's different than that. It's also different than just pointing somebody to an FM or a regulation and telling them to find information on a certain topic. But if I do use a specific example of something I've done or a tool or process that I've used, I will explain that to you, because we're also here to give you actionable information that you can use now. So that I'll explain that stuff to you. The last video I mentioned using a 5-paragraph operations order format to help organize training or a mission, and I'm going to explain that to you in a few minutes. But first, some history. This past weekend was my drill weekend. It probably was for a lot of you National Guard people out there too, but it was also a significant date in history. Saturday was August the 6th. That is the anniversary of the Hiroshima atomic bombing. In 1945, on August the 6th, the United States, during World War II, dropped an atom bomb on Japan on August 6th, and also, incidentally, today, August 9th, on Nagasaki. Did you know that that happened? At your units, if you had drill this past weekend, was it mentioned to you? Did anybody talk about that? Because if they didn't, that's a missed opportunity to expose you and everybody to a very important event in world history, U.S. history, and military history. The United States is the only country ever to have used a nuclear weapon against another country. We did it those 2 times in 1945. It's never happened again. We still use nuclear deterrence as a national defense policy to this day. And I believe that leaders should be aware of dates like this, especially if they fall on a drill weekend, to mention them, to at least make the soldiers, airmen, Marines, sailors aware of the date, because that could spark their own curiosity, and then they go look it up and find out more information on it. And I just think it's a good thing, and you should be aware of that. Now, have I done that myself? Mentioned a historical significant date in formation? Yes. Did that for 9/11. That's coming up, and I will share that with you in a future video. The operations order. So I mentioned using this format, the 5-paragraph operations order, to help you organize training. This is something that I've done on several occasions as I'm coming up the ranks. Now, on none of those occasions that I wrote an operations order was it required or expected or asked of me. I did it myself, my own discretionary effort, because I knew that when I or you go to leadership schools, you're going to be expected to know about an op ord. You're going to be tested on it. How to read one, how to write one, how to pull information out of one to plan your mission. Plus, it helped me to not forget important things about the mission. It is a good planning tool. It's a way, okay? But there are people that do this all day, every day for a living, and operations orders can get very large and very complex depending on how big the mission is. We're going to run through a sample, simple, relatable mission today for the example, just to give you an idea of how this format can be used to help you plan. And our sample mission today is Family Fun Day at a local amusement park. The 5 paragraphs of the operations order are situation, mission, execution, sustainment, command, and signal. So here we go. First paragraph, situation. This is your friendly forces, enemy forces, and attachments. Attachments being annexes or appendixes. I'm going to leave that out this time. But friendly forces, you could list your family members or whoever's in the car going to the amusement park. Those would be your friendly forces. Enemy forces, you could list aggressive drivers, but don't really have to on this example. Second paragraph, mission. Should be very short. It's basically what the project is. What are you doing? What's going on? That's the mission. In this example, our mission is to conduct a day of fun at Happy Land Amusement Park on 25 June 2022 in order to strengthen family bonds and create lasting memories. That's your mission. Third paragraph, execution. 2 parts to this. First part is the commander's intent. Commander's intent is always found in the execution paragraph. Our commander's intent this time is to spend several hours of family fun, have lunch, and conduct safe travels to and from the amusement park. The second part of the execution paragraph, concept of operations. This is how it's going to lay out. This is the plan for how you're going to accomplish the mission. Who is going where, doing what, using what to accomplish this mission. Our example could be load up the family at 0800. Go to the gas station no later than 8:15. Take on fuel. Use highway whatever as a main route to get to the park. And if that's closed, you've identified a secondary route. Next, arrive at Happy Land no later than 9 o'clock. And you can see how this, throughout the day, you're just planning how you're going to accomplish it. That is your concept of operations. Fourth paragraph, sustainment. This is the supplies that you're going to need to accomplish the mission. In our example, could be vehicle, fuel, rain gear, lunch, supplies, sunscreen, phone charger, backpacks, money, everything you're going to need to get through the day. That's your sustainment. Fifth paragraph, command and signal. So that's a 2-part paragraph. First part, command. That just lists who's in charge, who's next in charge. A succession of who's in charge and where they're going to be. The signal part is the communication. Phone numbers, radio frequencies, Twitter handle, roadside assistance phone number. This is how you get in touch with people. Command and signal. That's it. That is your 5-paragraph operations order format in a simple example to help you organize a mission or training. Again, this is a simple example. There are people at the battalion and brigade level on the Army side that do this stuff all day, every day. They will be more than happy to provide you with an example of a real-world scenario, range qualification, annual training. Tell them why you want it. You're training for a leadership school or you just want to learn more about it. They should be more than happy to send you one. All right, let's get to the mail, the feedback, the comments that we got. I'm very pleased and thankful that we got as much feedback as we did. Emails and comments. That proves that it's getting out and there's some interest out there. So thank you for watching and thank you for giving us the feedback. First one, name is Jarmaine, Lieutenant Junior Grade in the Navy Reserve. Good. So this is about the first case in point video. Master Sergeant, I really liked your video, your view on discretionary effort. You are right that very little is required. Don't get me wrong, serving in the military is always commendable, but how far you go is up to you. That's right. Discretionary effort drives everything we do here at Case in Point, because this whole thing is a discretionary effort. So thank you, Lieutenant. Blake T. is a company commander with the Nevada National Guard. And this is about the video that me and Sergeant Christia did on enlisted and officer relations. Wow, First Sergeant, what an amazing video. I'm a commander and I will use this with my NCOs. My plan is to have them watch without me being present and put their thoughts on paper. I think that's a good plan. This gives a different perspective on how enlisted and officers can relate and help each other. It's all about mutual respect and mutual development. So thank you, sir. Next up is Staff Sergeant Cruz. He just says National Guard. Don't know what state. When you write to us, go ahead and put your state and your component so we know where you're coming from, if you would. This is about the First Sergeant briefing videos I put out. It's a 2-part series. Hey, great content here. Very humble and mature approach. There's nothing worse than a first sergeant who doesn't genuinely care about the welfare of soldiers. You typically see guys become jaded and want nothing but to hammer guys rather than give tough love and mentorship. I've seen both kinds. I've seen good first sergeants and not good first sergeants. But that rank is so important. It is such a optimal position to give positive influence and help develop soldiers directly, that it is a shame to waste that opportunity for the time that you're in that rank. David B. Don't know if he's military or not. Case in Point. This is on the Case in Point video, the one prior. Master Sergeants, I would not have thought to relate the moon landing anniversary to leader training, and I doubt most younger troops even knew about it. Good job. Thank you, David. Many dates throughout the year that are significant in U.S. history and military history that relate to leader development. Just be aware of those. Have some of those in the back of your mind that you can bring up when the time comes. Thank you, David. I'm trying to find a sweet spot for how long these videos should be. If they're too long, I can't use them because the file is too big, and if they're too short, I might not get all the information in that I want to get in. So I'm working on that, but I'm filming with my iPhone, which is a limitation because if the file gets too big, then I can't even copy it off of the phone. But when I get a better camera, that won't be a problem. But right now, I'm working on that. Starting with the next video, I'm going to go through each rank that I occupied, E4 through E8, and let you know what I did, how I behaved, the decisions that I made, and the actions that I took that not only helped me get promoted and climb the ranks, but what I did to help and develop other people along the way. Give you my real world examples. Now remember, the higher your rank, the larger your platform, the louder your voice, and the wider your sphere of influence to be able to help more people. If you like this video, you find it valuable, you like what we do here, please share it and like it. Let other people know about it. Give us your feedback. Floyd@WilliamAFloyd.com. Floyd@WilliamAFloyd.com. You can also find us on our YouTube channel. And I'm also on Truth Social @ACombatMedic, @ACombatMedic, where you can leave your comments on the YouTube videos. You're appreciated. I appreciate you watching. We like doing this. It's for you. There's no benefit to us to put these on. It's just strictly to help benefit other people. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.